Thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us here on The Breakfast Show. Welcome back. The President met this week with the Prime Minister and a number of ministers with whom he discussed several issues. The meeting dealt with a review of the strategic stock of all basic food commodities for the state, especially wheat, rice, sugar, oil, meat, poultry, and fish. This comes within the framework of the state's plan to secure the strategic stock for a period of 6 months, stressing that the meeting sent a message of reassurance to citizens regarding the upcoming months and that there is absolutely no credibility to what was being rumored and circulated on social media about the alleged disappearance of some goods. The Minister of Supply and Internal Trade stressed that the political leadership's interest in providing basic commodities at reduced prices to the citizens, especially during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, through exhibitions is a priority, and urged commercial chains, civil society organizations, and businessmen to participate in relieving the citizen. We Are All One initiative has also been extended until the end of the holy month to relieve citizens. With us now here in the studio is Engineer Amany Shinawy, former head of an NGO and now a working member of an NGO, to talk to us about that meeting and also about her work and her NGO's work in helping citizens here in Egypt. Thank you very much, Engineer Amany, for joining us. Happy Ramadan. So, first of all, what is the importance, in your view, of such meetings that stress, again, the availability of basic food commodities and trying to present that to the citizen at reduced prices, especially at a time when there is inflation worldwide?
Good morning, happy Ramadan. Those meetings are among the initiative, the presidential initiative of All-in-One, We're All One. This is a great initiative that started 2018. We're now in the 22nd phase of the initiative. It went through years of developing, so it is very important to have a meeting with the President to follow up what's going on and to plan for what's coming. It's a great initiative that was made since 5 years, since 4 years now. So it's following up is one of the main objectives that help us sustain the initiative and take it forward to other steps.
Yes. The Minister of Trade and Industry also obtained the approval to extend the period of the expo, the Welcome Ramadan, until the end of the month, and to exempt all participating companies from display fees. Again, as prices are soaring worldwide due to the Russia-Ukraine war and other factors, how important, again, are such expos and such initiatives? And what is the main role of an NGO, maybe perhaps like your NGO, in supporting such initiatives?
The initiative We're All One is it's very important in a very big country like Egypt. Now with the inflation going up all through the world, if you look backward 4 years, what happened with the presidential initiative, it is a cooperation between the government, between corporates, chain corporates mainly, and NGOs have their role of community assessments and showing us which are the most needy parts of the country. So in the We're All One initiative, we're having now in this phase discounts which are between 20 and 60% of the whole prices. So this and in the holy month of Ramadan is very important. It was very important also in the past phases. In back to school seasons, you have discounted goods on what the children needs and the students needs for school. So it's a very important social responsibility initiative initiated by the President, taken forward by Ministry of Trade and Ministry of Interior Affairs, because they detect the prices all over Egypt and make sure that the prices are stable.
Right. Now again, these exhibitions at the moment have spread all over the country, exceeding 10,000 outlets. So would you elaborate on that? I mean, that's a lot of outlets trying to reach everywhere, I guess.
It's a lot of effort, very well planned, cooperation between the government and the NGOs make it, NGOs always are always easily reach people in rural areas, because if you are cooperating with an association in a rural area, they are from the people, so they can reach them, they can assess the community, and they can work with them. I mean, when you have the expo there in a rural area, the people of the rural area themselves help in delivering the service to the most needy persons and making sure that everything is followed up. So this big number of expo outlets are easily managed by the government and the NGOs, of course the corporates, the chain corporates too.
Yes, and Engineer Amany, what about the role of the private sector? I guess this is a loop after all, where there is a government, there is an NGOs working. Also the private sector is very important. So would you shed light on the role you believe the private sector should be playing?
The private sector and the corporates, the chains are increasing through the past 4 years. They have a big role in this initiative, the presidential initiative, because at the beginning of the initiative there was meetings between corporates and chains with the governmental representatives, and they put a plan together to how to deliver the goods to people in good prices, discounted prices. They first they started with 20 to 30% discounts on goods, and now in our 22nd phase it's from 20 to 60% discounts. So they are making big effort to get these goods in good prices, to display them to the people in good prices, with the help of the government and taking care, watching the prices all over Egypt, with the help of the NGOs and how everything works and goes to people who really need. Everything is, like you said, it's a loop. So.
Yes. Do you expect these exhibitions to continue after Ramadan? I mean, people all need it. They would love to have it throughout the year, but what is your expectation?
My expectation from what I see in the last phases, the past phases, the 22 phases, we always work as a group. I mean, what the community needs, the initiative goes for. I mean, in school, back to school season,
Yeah.
there's back to school goods. During the COVID-19, the initiative played a big role delivering goods to Egyptians and making it easy, making life easy for people. So it's according to the community needs where the initiative goes.
Yes. Well, why don't you talk to us more about what you did during COVID-19, perhaps, as an NGO? That was a very important time.
Yes.
Yeah.
During COVID-19, our NGO, it's a service organization. So we're delivering services. Of course, we deliver to hospitals the COVID, the things needed for COVID, the masks, the sanitizers, and everything. In addition, we have a big role in awareness. So awareness is a service that you give to people. It's now getting easy online. You can have awareness campaigns that protect people from diseases that cause an impact on the society.
Right. And generally speaking, your NGO, what are the services that you provide or the areas that you help community in?
We help community in same focus areas as the Decent Life presidential initiative. We have 7 focus areas of focus: disease prevention, environmental services, child and mother and child services, and others. So it is very important for my organization to have sustainable services. I mean, when we start planning, we start community assessments, we make sure that the service is sustainable, because it's very easy that you implement a project, but it's not that easy to keep it going and to keep the impact going and increasing. So it's always like if you give a man a fish, you will feed him for one day. If you teach the man to fish, you will feed him lifetime. So if you want an example, a quick one,
yes.
It's the vocational service. When you make sure that people have a good vocational service, you teach them as well the things that come around, I mean, for entrepreneurs. When you give them vocational service, you have to make sure that you gave them also financial literacy to save them from spending the money in a way that will let that project fail. So it's always a loop, and it's always things completing each other that should be assessed and should be implemented.
Right, you are. So, Engineer Amany, also I understood from your words that enhancing the skills of your trainees is a priority for you as an NGO to to help them deal with the life, with the market, with the challenges. So could you talk to us about some of the areas where you train individuals on enhancing certain needed skills?
Yes. It's always that we're getting far from the charity model and having the empowering people model. So this year, a lot of women were trained to have vocations that help them earn their bread. So something like sewing. We help people in small industries that help them make their own living. Even if you help them in soap manufacture, it's very easy, and they can have some goods to sell. in good prices, and their living gets better. So we're training people on different vocations, and we're having illiteracy classes, yes, for people to start working. We're helping people to have their IDs. Last years we were helping women to get their IDs. It's very easy, but it's the first step to make them work.
The national
to help
ID,
them, yes,
yeah.
the national ID, to help them work in a decent way and in good places. Some people, my organization is a very big one, and everyone is working in different fields that at the end complement each other. So for instance, some people may help youth to learn English. This helps them in their work, especially online. We help people to be trained on computer, on online tools.
Now you depend mainly on volunteers, or do you also have professionals that are being paid to help you?
We depend on volunteers, and if it's essential to have people paid, we do, because not always you have people in your organization in special in something very special, but something that like the online tools. It's very easy to find very well-trained professional trainers who are willing to train the youth, especially that we are a youthful country. We are 60% youth, so we're always taking care of the youth and how they are developed to have a good future.
Now, the volunteering culture, do you see that we are in Egypt here more and more gaining ground on that, and we are really having a volunteer culture now?
Yes.
Or do we still have steps to go before we get into, you know, what you would like to see, or you know, the important work of the volunteers throughout the country?
People like to volunteer, and it's always like I'll give money. Volunteer, it's not that. We volunteer in my organization, we volunteer our time. So we are a group of professionals, and everyone gives time and gives experience from his or her vocational. Of course, volunteering in field work needs a lot of youth and needs a lot of people who have passion. If passion is there, then we can study a little bit. It's always, if we study what we're doing, we will do better. So that's what we're doing. This year in my organization, it's the year of learning. So learning is going a step forward with everything. So, when you learn what you're supposed to do, how you're going to do it, how you implement a project, how you plan for it, how you assess the community. So how to make your project sustainable. Learning takes us a step forward.
Definitely, learning leads to development, and volunteering also, and the culture of volunteering leads us to development as well. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this segment, dear viewers. On behalf of you, we thank very much Engineer Amany Shinawy, former head of an NGO and now a working member of a non-governmental organization. We commend you for your efforts. Thank you very much, and happy Ramadan.
Thank you. Happy Ramadan.
Thank you. Dear viewers, please stay with us. My dear colleague Mahisi Rabia will be back momentarily to resume this morning's edition of The Breakfast Show.